David, good morning. You left Allen Overy 4 years ago and you've created a great new career. Did you have a plan, and how have you created all the different roles and things that you're doing now?
Yeah, hi Victoria. No, I didn't have a plan. Very deliberately, for the first time in my life, I'm the sort of person that does typically plan. But I decided, I took some advice from my son, actually, my eldest son, who gave up his job after about a year and went and got a one-way ticket to Bogota in when he left university. And you know, he said, live life as it comes. And I thought, well, I'll try that. Why not? And but also I didn't want to spend the last, you know, few years of my career when I was still senior partner of the firm being distracted by looking and trying to do other things. I thought I wanted to be full on in that role. I owed the firm so much. I spent my whole professional career there, so I didn't want to. I didn't want to depart from that. And I was and I felt that I should take some time out from the bubble. Because I think when you are a partner in a firm like A&O, as I was for so many years, it's a bubble. It's a very nice bubble. It can be a very nice bubble. It has its strains and stresses as well, of course, but it is a very nice bubble. And I thought, well, I don't know what I will want to do when I've left that bubble, how I'll feel about it, where I will want my life to go. I never thought of it in terms of retirement. I always thought of it in terms of the next phase in my career, the third act, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to be very open-minded about that and see what happened. One of the best pieces of advice I got from somebody was, you know, for at least 6 months is don't accept any offers you get, because it's quite tempting when you've left a full-on career. A lot of people will approach you for things to do, and it's flattering to be asked to do these things, and then you find suddenly you're filling up your day with all sorts of things which you didn't make a deliberate choice about, you kind of drifted into, and you can get very frustrated, ending up spending a lot of time on things that are not what you really want to do. So and I think that worked out for me. So for me, I also wanted separation from the firm. I was very obviously, you know, associated with the firm, having been the leader of the firm for so long, and I thought it was only fair to the firm and to my successors that I just get out of the way. I didn't want any of my partners to think that somehow, you know, I was going to be given some kind of sinecure or jobs for the boys type arrangement. I had no expectation of any kind of connection with the firm after that in any kind of role, and so I had there was effectively a complete break, and I had my bucket list, ticked off my bucket list all the things I wanted to do, but never had time to do. And then after probably about 9 months to a year, I was starting to think, well, maybe now it's a good time to start thinking of what's next. And I was getting lots of people approach me with all sorts of ideas and things. And my successor at A&O approached me and said, look, we've always, you know, you and I, we've worked together closely, and we've always talked about leadership and the need to bring new leaders into the firm. And, you know, would you help me set up a leadership center to help prepare the next generation of leaders for the firm? And he knew me well, so he knew he was hitting the right button with that. So that's what I did, and I've really enjoyed working on that. Really enjoyed it. It's my passion about leadership in the context of professional service firms. And working with the next generation of partners who are coming up the leadership ladder and so on has been one of the most enjoyable things I've done.
And you're doing some other things as well. So how did those come about?
I've done a number of. I chair a small private equity firm, which it's only 4 partners, of which I'm one. And one of that came about because I knew. It's 3 partners, of which I'm one, and that came about because I knew the other 2 partners and had known them for a long time. It's been my experience that the best, I don't say this would be true of everyone, but for me, my experience has been my best opportunities have come through my existing network. People I already knew, people that I had a connection with, I had some relationship with, And it's incredible, when you do go onto LinkedIn and you look at if you've taken any trouble at all to keep that up to date and to keep your connections live, you will see it's unbelievable the number of people that you know and that you've known over the years and who know you. And that network is if you want to do if you have any kind of role or any sort of active engagement in the world of work, that network is really, really valuable.
And what do you do to stay up to date? I spotted a blog or two in there. Have you had a good response from those?
Yeah, I have. I've had a fantastic response to those. I probably should be writing some more. I was really quite surprised at the response, actually, that I got from that. I did it. It was a bit of an experiment. And again, this is one of my lessons of the last years since I left A&O is you've got to just try some things and see what works. There's not rocket science here. You won't know unless you try. And I've tried some things and they didn't work. And there are other things that I thought at first sight, not sure about that. And I've really enjoyed them. So, for example, I'm about to launch a podcast series called Leading Professional People, which I'm doing jointly with Professor Laura Emerson. And that, I've never done a podcast before, but that's been really, really good fun. So, things like that have been great. So you've got to try. It's almost like, I think, once you leave, when you've been part of a firm, as I was for so many years, and you leave, it's almost like you've got to figure out a new identity almost. You've had the same identity for so many years, you never have to think about it, and you have a certain status. You just say, I'm a partner at X, and that's all you need to say. Now you have to, when people say, well, what do you do, who are you, sort of, it's harder to explain. And so you've got to figure out what it is that you want for that. Who do you want to be? What do you want to pursue? But that's part of the fun.